Alright lads, so today we got the surprise announcement of the 9th anniversary highlights step up summons. A banner that a lot of people wanted to see this year, aka poll selection. For those that are new to the game, every single year, near the end of the year, we would get a banner where we get to vote for the units, and the available characters that we can vote for are characters that released within the last year or so. The thing is though, the votable characters were only ever seasonal and premium units, and in a year where majority of the banners were 1000 Year Blood War, let's be honest, and because we also did get this banner earlier last month, a lot of us thought that poll selection was basically not happening this year. Maybe Caleb would actually bless us with a 1000 Year Blood War poll selection, and we technically got that here with this banner right here. While we as a community did not vote for the characters, it is still basically what poll selection would have been. It's also another opportunity to get Kenpachi and also Gremmy, this time featured alongside 1000 Year Blood War characters. And the craziest thing is, the banner's out right now. It's like, they announced it this morning and it's already out. And because it's already out right now, let's summon. Now, I'm only going to do 2 steps because for me, even though it's a really good banner, we'll talk about it in a second, for me, it's not worth going past step 2 in my opinion. But rates are going to start off low at 3% and then slowly but surely increase. You get a guaranteed 5-star on step number 6, and that is where you basically want to stop. You don't really want to go past step 6, get your guaranteed 5-star, then back out, assuming you have enough orbs. While we do this next and final multi, I personally want to get Swimsuit Bambietta if we can even get a 5-star, but 3% rates likely are against us, as you'll see here. Didn't work out for me, but it is what it is. I took a risk, I took a gamble, tried to get something there, unfortunately did not get it. If I had enough orbs to go to step 6, I definitely would do that. But since end of year is coming out in like, what, a week's time, I want to save my orbs to that. And right now I need 1,500 to go ahead and get the guarantee. But maybe depending on how my end of year summons go, I might want to actually go back into this banner. So let's talk about it, right? So this banner is available right now and will be lasting until the 6th of January. That's the best part about this, right? End of year's coming up. You should be saving your orbs for that end of year banner. And we're going to know what that end of year banner is. Most of the characters, they will be revealed on the 27th. A day later, on the 28th, we will get the full reveal of the characters' fillers. Only then, when that banner is announced, should you be really going deep on this banner. But I do believe this banner is worth summoning on, especially if you are a new account. If you're missing most of these characters here, you still don't have 9th anniversary Kenpachi or Gremmy, and you're new where you can gather up thousands upon thousands of orbs, this is a very easy 6-step summon. For most people, if you haven't already summoned, I would advise just again waiting to see what end of year is first. Like I just mentioned earlier, maybe you do wait to see what end of year is first, you summon on the end of year banner, and then any leftover orbs you have, you can then put into this banner, right? Because this will be lasting until the 6th of January. That also does mean that you can get next month's Senkaman orbs. And truth be told, I might be doing that. I plan to go all in on end of year, 25 steps minimum. And usually for me, when it comes to summoning on end of year banners, that's basically the last bit of summons I do for at the bare minimum 2 more months. Because the next big banner to pull on at the start of the year usually is February end of month. January end of month is always a skip. So with that in mind, any leftover orbs I do have, I might just dump into this banner, go all the way to step 6. Because this, for those that again maybe are new, maybe you haven't seen a banner like this in a while. It used to be the banner that we got every big celebration. It was a banner that a lot of us hated, I will be honest, because you'll see here, right? There's only one guarantee, and it is step 6. After that, if you go further than step 6, you're not getting any guarantee, you're not getting any discounts. Banners like this aren't really that good if you're planning to spend more than 6 steps. In a case like this though, especially so close to the end of the year, I actually prefer banners like this because I know that if I go to step 6, I'm basically done and I don't have to worry about spending any extra orbs. If this was like a really good step up format, guaranteed 5-star every 5 steps, I would maybe be more inclined to summon more than I would usually do on a banner like this. But yeah, this banner format was terrible. It was put on every big banner, end of year, anniversary. I'm kind of glad we are past that. And right now, from the looks of it, the only time we are going to see the 7-step format is during banners like this, the poll selection banner of the year for the most part. But hey, you do have a free multi, so go ahead and do that right now if you haven't already done so. Maybe you get something good on the free step, because the featured 5-star characters here are actually pretty good. Again, while it's unfortunate we couldn't pick the characters, maybe it's a start. Maybe next year, for example, we actually can get a proper poll selection with 1000 Year Blood War characters that we get to pick. Lucky for us though, the selection isn't all too bad, so let's talk about each individual character real quick. Our first character being 9th Anniversary Kenpachi. He plays exactly how you would expect a Kenpachi to play. Maybe not the most smooth set of gameplay, he is in a way quite clunky, but man does this character hit ridiculously hard. And that's thanks to the fact that the character has Frenzy plus 3, a 100% Berserker value, that's strong attack damage, and then when you do inflict a stat element, which in this case he does have an increased chance to Aaroniero, you would then get an 80% spiritual pressure boost. Keep in mind that this character can inflict both lacerate and also weakening, letting him do 50% more damage, and maybe if you give him a bonus ability, 40% more damage to lacerated enemies. Remember, in Guild Quest content where of course this character does excel in, lacerate does stop the enemies from using their strong attacks. Therefore, they can't attack you. His third strong attack in particular is also a 2-stage charge strong attack, which allows him to do a ridiculous amount of damage on top of the fact that he already has an amazing set of skills and also status elements. His EX attack takes that even further because it will increase his spiritual pressure boost by 100%, and I think in total it can give around a 300% spiritual pressure boost. It's around that, and with a character like this, it makes the Amelia Espada Guild Quest super trivial. In some cases, people are using it in the Range Espada Guild Quest, and maybe you can even take him into the Amelia Aaroniero Guild Quest, even though he's technically not supposed to be used in there, but this character hits so hard that you can basically just do that. He's like almost the only character that can do that, right? He's like by far one of the hardest hitting characters in the entire game. Like I said, strong attack kit is a tad bit clunky, but you can get over that, and he can become a really enjoyable unit. Speaking of enjoyable units, next up we have Grammy, a character that has a very similar damage output as Kenpachi, but has a more smooth kit. In terms of damage output, he also has Frenzy plus 3, an 80% spiritual pressure boost, a super high Berserker value, and some of that goes to other Quincy's. 20% goes to other Quincy's, and then 30% more damage to status afflicted enemies also go to other Quincy's. That makes him a really good support character for any Quincy character that you are using in Guild Quest, because the damage buffs he is giving is actually really good, especially for all those Stern Richters that released in the last few months that are lacking strong attack damage built into their skill set. The character also has really good survivability thanks to the fact it does have paralysis and also drain. Like I mentioned, really good strong attack kit, beam SA1, beam into a tracking vortex SA2, and then a full screen SA3. To me and many others, this character is the best character in the entire game. He hits as hard as Kenpachi, he has a better strong attack kit, and really good support for other and every future Quincy. And that's not even to mention his EX attack, which is a debuff and also boost, giving himself more stats and letting your team deal more damage. Grammy right now is by far the best you can get in Brave Souls, and whoever would have thought it'd be a Grammy. For our next set of characters, we have the Swimsuit Bambis, in this case, Swimsuit Bambietta. She's what you expect to be a really good Guild Quest unit, more specifically though for the Amelia Aaroniero Guild Quest. She is the best lead for that Guild Quest phase, and that mainly is due to the fact that she has a Frenzy plus 2, which gets increased to Frenzy 3 in Guild Quests. Like many other characters, she has an increased chance to inflict stat elements against Aaroniero, and once you do inflict a stat element, you will get an 80% spiritual pressure boost. Unlike the last Bambietta that we did get, this character was given a built-in strong attack damage increase, and after 25 enemies are defeated, she will give your entire team 20% more killer effect, allowing them to deal more damage. Overall, really good damage output, good strong attack kit, and gets better even in Guild Quest, especially with the fact that she does have paralysis and lacerate as status elements. It provides really good crowd control for Guild Quest and also Limit Breaker content, and if you are a Bambietta fan, this right now probably is the best Bambietta that Brave Souls has to offer. Candice is a ranged Stun Ritter killer and wants to be used in the ranged Stun Ritter Guild Quest. With that, she gets more damage in Guild Quest content, Flurry plus 2. She has a 100% normal attack damage increase with a boost SA2 and the booster skill, so when she does use that strong attack, she is giving your entire team a 43% attack, focus, and also defense increase. The ranged Stun Ritter Guild Quest is lacking alternative characters, and that allows Candice to stand out as the best no attack damage character for her Guild Quest phase. If you pull her and want to take on Guild Quest, she's a great character to have. Maninya is going to be a farming character. Use her to get more links or potions, super links or potions, and also coins, I guess. As far as farmers do go, she's actually a really good one, since she was given Frenzy plus 2, a 50% strong attack damage increase, and any enemy that you do attack that isn't inflicted with a status element, she will be then doing 100% more damage. Alongside the fact that she does pierce Iron Skin, this makes her a great character for content like Link Shot Trials, where you are getting more potions and super links or potions. She's an overall good character for co-op content, providing good crowd control, safety as well with her SA2 as it does heal, and also protect your team with barriers every 20 20 seconds. If you don't want to use her, you can get a usage out of her sultry, as it is offering 5 more additional heart super link shot potions. Yumachika is going to be another Guild Quest character, a character I would admit I don't really like his gameplay all too much, and since then he has been replaced with a character like Bankai Rukia, but if you are lacking a good alternative lead for the immediate Squad 0 Guild Quest, Yumachika will be a decently good enough character. That's due to the fact that he does have Frenzy plus 3, an 80% spiritual pressure boost with an increased chance to inflict status ailments only against heart characters, and that kind of makes him awkward in Guild Quest content, but outside of Guild Quest, it does mean that he is inflicting drain more often than not, assuming you are up against heart characters. Like I said, it doesn't really excel in anything anymore. A good character for the Melee Squad 0 Guild Quest, but definitely will be replaced once you do pull Rukia. Mininya is going to be a Brave Battle unit. Right now, she's still a very solid character in the Brave Battle meta. That's due to the fact that she herself is a Stamina killer. Not many characters in this meta have a Stamina killer, and she herself does have Captain Killer. Therefore, meaning she's doing more damage, 40% more to Captain characters. And there's always a lot of Captains in Brave Battles. What makes it good is the fact that she has all the skills you want in a Brave Battle unit. Flurry plus 2. She has Poise. She has a 10-second invincibility. Ignore invincibility to any other character that has invincibility. For the first 10 seconds, she has Flurry plus 3. Under low stamina, she gets 60% more damage. And then once she is defeated, she will then become invincible for 5 more seconds. If she is able to last long enough, which more often than not is definitely the case, and she grabs the Soul Bomb, she will then lower the enemy's stats by 80% with her debuff effects, basically making it a game over. I know me myself, I've lost a lot of games just because this character grabbed the Soul Bomb. To go alongside Mininya, we also have another very good Brave Battle unit, that being Aaroniero, who many would still consider the best Brave Battle character that only recently got a new character to kind of counter, that being the Brave Battle 1000 Year Blood War Renji. Aaroniero is still an absolute beast in the Brave Battle meta, once more due to the fact that she is a human killer. Not many characters have human killer besides the Renji that was designed to counter her, and she herself has Captain Killer, therefore meaning she's always good whenever there are captains available. And again, there's still captains available. Similar to Mininya, she has a very high damage output, Fly plus 3 for the first 10 seconds, otherwise it's Fly plus 10. Under half stamina, she does 50% more damage. She decreases the damage taken by 50%. She can go for invincibility. She has invincibility. And also, most importantly, she has the persistence skill. So when she is defeated, she will then become invincible 5 more seconds until she is fully out of the game. The best part about Aaroniero, in my opinion, is that she is a ranged character. So likely every other character in the meta is melee based. By the time they get to her, she's already done a lot of damage. And that more so in a persistent meta makes it so she's able to activate their persistence first, therefore meaning she wins the game. She's a mainstay on my team, always using what I can. She's been a big threat since she's released, even with a counter that is existing to always win against her. She's still a character everyone's using because she is still really that good. I would still say the best Brave Battle character in the game, but does have a hard counter existing out there. That again being Renji. But Yaki is a bit of a weird character because keep in mind, remember, he was released as a mid-month, so with that, he does feel like a mid-month character, which is super unfortunate because he is lacking the Havoc skill. And that means he is getting 20% less range, and that, in my opinion, is the only really bad thing about him. Had he been given Havoc, he actually would have been still a really fun and enjoyable unit. In terms of damage output, the character has a Frenzy plus 2, with 40% more damage only when at full stamina, and a boost strong attack 2, which again can increase his stats by 43%. He can apply weakening, and once applied the weakening, you will then do 40% more damage. Remember though, weakening does let you do 50%, so realistically, it's 90% more damage. His Sultry also gives him more damage at full stamina, and in a way that can be seen as a bad thing because this character has no way to stay at full stamina, and once you do take a hit, you are losing out on quite a bit of damage. Sure, he does start the battle with a 10 plus barrier, but that only really lasts around 20 or so seconds. Outside of Guild Quest, is pretty enjoyable, just lacking the range in my opinion, which does make him sometimes maybe not the most fun. But other than that, nothing really wrong about him. And in Guild Quest content, he does serve as your team booster, and in a way can work very well with Uetsu, the mainstay in the melee no affiliation Guild Quest. It's not released alongside Byakuya, another mid-month unit. Lucky for him though, does have Havoc, so he actually plays like an end-of-month unit to a certain extent. Remember, these characters were released sometime last year, so they do play a bit dated when compared to new characters. And in Esnot's case, he's an okay character. Damage output for the time was good, Frenzy 2, 80% spiritual pressure boost, more damage to weakened and slowed enemies. Damage output, he actually can hit pretty hard. Unfortunately for his strong attack hit, not really the greatest. His SA2 in particular can't inflict any status ailments. His SA1 has a lot of pushback, but that in a way can work to his favor. And his SA3, despite actually having Havoc, still lacks a bit of range, unfortunately. Overall, an okay unit, a fun unit at that. I personally max transcended him. I'm a fan of Esnot, and as we wait for him to get a Vold standard character in the future, right now this is the best Esnot we can get, so maybe it's worth pulling for him just for that reason alone if you are a super Esnot fan. Shojuro is a link shot farmer, and more specifically a droplet farmer. Uses character to get more droplets and or potions. Really about it. Damage output's okay, frenzy +2, more damage to enemies that are inflicted with a status ailment, and an increased chance to inflict paralysis against any speed enemy he is up against. With the idea to use this character in farming content like link shot trials and epic raids, he honestly performs quite well. And then lastly, we have Bleach himself, the character that kickstarted the anime 1000 Yubara characters, Concord Ichigo. It doesn't really exceed in anywhere. Best way to look at him, jack of all trades, master of none. He's a really fun unit. A visually pleasing to play unit too with his visuals, good strong attack hit, smooth as hell gameplay. That's really about it. Due to the fact that he can't inflict any status ailments, and his damage output's not even that bad. Frenzy +2, 100% more damage to enemies not afflicted by an ailment, does make him actually hit pretty hard, especially with the fact that he does have Pierce Iron Skin, making him a good character for link shot trials, for example. But link shot trials, since inheritance trials got removed and updated to link shot trials, that question's become a lot easier, where a character of this power isn't really entirely needed, especially with the fact that he doesn't increase the amount of jobs that you do get. So he is kind of a weird one, because he is designed for content that is more so used by farming characters, like Minya, for example. She's a very similar character to Ichigo, but you want to use her because she increased the amount of jobs you do get. You don't use Ichigo though, because he doesn't. Still a super fun unit though, I'll be honest, I use him a lot even in Senkamon. But if you want to get more drops in co-op content, if you want to go for really fast scores in Guild Quest, if you want to use your best characters possible in Limit Breaker, you know, this character is never really at the top of your list. A good unit that doesn't really have a specific place to shine, maybe only Arena. And that is the 9th anniversary highlights step up summons. The video might have went on for a tad bit longer than I usually like for stuff like this, but I mean, we have 12 characters to talk about that are all still good units in my opinion. I mean, some of them aren't the best of the best anymore. I would say you would likely want to get the top row characters, excluding Yumachika. Orihime is still great. Besides Gremmy and Osa Kenpachi, these are 1000-year Blood War units, and to have all of them in a banner is actually really good, especially these swimsuit characters alongside Gremmy and Kenpachi. Like I said, we can basically look at this as a poll selection with only 1000 Jibara characters, and I like the idea of it and would hope that we could potentially vote for this stuff sometime next year. Since the guarantee and only guarantee is on step 6, if you have enough orbs, I would say go to step 6. Like if I was a new account that just started playing, I would easily do 6 steps on this banner, no doubt about it. I think the value's too good to skip out on it, but that's really only if you are new. Even if you aren't new, I would still say it may be worth summoning. It just depends on how much orbs you have left. I would easily do 6 steps right now, but I know if I do that, I would have enough to do 25 steps on the end of the year back. And at the same time, at least for me, in my opinion, I also do have like half the banner 5-5, so that's another reason why I'm not going super deep. If I was still missing dudes for Kenpachi and Gremmy, I likely would still go to step 6, despite me not having enough orbs to do 25 steps for end of year. But for me personally, the only good characters here would be Candice and also Bambietta. So 2 out of 12 characters that are actually going to be good for me. For me, it's just not worth pulling on, but I am fortunate to have most of these characters here max transcended. Right now, like I said, I'm more inclined to wait and see where end of year is first and foremost. I'm going to pull on the end of year banner, and then depending on how many orbs I have left over, I might go to step 6. That's what I like about banners like this, even though maybe you would like to go further than step 6. For me, I look at it as a good thing because it means I only have to spend like 1,100 orbs, and I'm basically done with the banner. I don't have to look going past step 6. So, and if you are someone like that, by the way, don't go past step 6. It's really not worth it. I've poured on this game for years now, because remember, this banner was a mainstay for every massive celebration, anniversary, end of year, all the big 1000-year Blood War and novel banners. I have learned my lesson, not going past step 6. It's just not worth it. No guarantees, no discounts. In an era right now where every banner is, you know, guaranteed, discount, we have pity systems. Step 10, step 25, etc. You do not want to be wasting orbs going past step 6 on this. So for everyone, most amount of steps you do is step 6. For new players, go to step 6. For mid-game and late-game players, wait and see what end of year is. And that's really only if you don't have a massive amount of orbs sitting around. If I had like 7,000 orbs right now, I'd do 6 steps. Since I only got 4,000, 2 steps is basically all you're getting out of me. And I guess before we do wrap it up, maybe I should have mentioned it earlier. One thing to keep in mind with the character pool here is that, remember, there is the featured pull rate to get the new characters here, right? These 12 characters, but there's also unfeatured pull rate, which includes every premium and seasonal character up until Shunsui and now. No Mugetsu, unfortunately. I mean, the chance of getting any of these unfeatured characters is super low, by the way. But who knows? Maybe you will be surprised by a character that released in the last couple of months. More so near the start of the year, a seasonal character in particular, like Future Society Ogira, Orihime, Noritora, the Japanese Parasol version of Shunsui Nanao. They could appear in your summons, albeit at a super low rate, since there's like 300 plus characters here that can be selected. For the most part, it does look like a lot of just seasonal characters. Even A-Fanny characters are in this selection, but again, super low rate. So yeah, since the ban is out right now, let me know how your summons went in the comments below. Don't go too deep. You want to wait and see what end of year is first. But I hope you liked to enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.